All I can remember was, how am I going to tell Marsha? I knew somehow I had to go home and tell her the worst news I could possibly tell her. I think the initial thoughts was like what my future holds. How long have I got to live? Um, is it that severe that I'm never going to see my family again, my friends, my kids growing up? When I found out and I come out of the hospital, it was everything was such a blur, and my whole life was more or less flashing. I had all these images of me kids, and the main one was like Marsha just said, "You've got cancer." That's probably the worst moment in my life, was finding out was the word cancer and not knowing what type of cancer it was. It was a 4-week period from when they initially said the word cancer to when they actually told me it was Hodgkin's lymphoma, which, a 4-week period, is quite a long time when you're trying to find out. Me and Marsha have been married now for 7 months. We've been together for 10 years. She finally sort of, said yes to marrying us after 10 years of waiting. I think what was more of a shock was the fact that we've been together for 10 years, we decided to get married, and then I get cancer. It was just a real kick in the teeth.
He came in and he came straight out with it, got cancer. And I went into a fit of temper. I think it was because I was upset. I just broke down. I just can't describe the feeling. It was like a state of shock.
Didn't know what type of cancer it was. Obviously, you go onto the cancer websites and you have a look, which is a really stupid thing to do, and I wouldn't advise, anybody to do that. There's so many different variations, so many different cancers out there, and without knowing which one that I had, you just make matters worse. The whole thing just sends you into a complete array of, you just end up going mental. I was left on my own. I mean, yeah, Marsha was there beside us, the supporters, which I couldn't have got through it without her. But, in a 4-week period, it doesn't sound a lot, but when you're waiting to find out which type of cancer it is, it's just the longest period in my life that I've ever gone through.
I mean, obviously Tabitha's too young to understand. Kaylee took it quite bad. But they've been there to support me, keeping me strong.
My sisters come up and stuff like that. They landed on my doorstep and stuff. But initially, that's not something I wanted. I certainly know it's not something what Marsha wanted, But I didn't want these people around. All I wanted was Marsha and my kids around us. Because they can get on with their lives. If anything happened to me initially, because I didn't know which type of cancer it was, I didn't know how, was I dying from it? I don't know. All I wanted was Marsha and the kids, because like life goes on for everybody else.
Is it terminal? Is he going to come out and say it's curable? I just didn't know what to think. But then when he came out and said it was Hodgkin's lymphoma and the curable rate was high, I was so pleased that I knew there was light at the end of the tunnel. And I know in my heart, once all these treatment's over, everything's going to be fine. He's going to be back to normal.
I keep thinking to myself, is this going to spread to a different type of cancer? Is it going to stay Hodgkin's lymphoma? I don't know. I mean, they have told me at the hospital that it is curable. They've also told me that it can come back. So, you try and look at the future, you try and sort of plan the future, but in a realistic terms, from a personal point of view, you've just got to live day by day. Every day that comes along, live it and enjoy it, and enjoy it with the family.